comfort into the body, and also to really own your accomplishments is a healing practice as well. So, contemplating those things that you've completed, those things that projects you've finished. And then going from the wrist to your elbows. And you can play here with awareness of the inside of your elbow and the outside of your elbow. Have a different sensation. You could also move the elbows close to other body parts and create some interesting sensations. So the elbows relating into the shoulder joint as well as into the rib cage. And then you could add the wrists and the fingers just to open up a little bit of movement flow. You can go out or in. And now let's go into the shoulder joints. And if you take your hands and go palm down, you can feel into the position of the ball joint at your shoulder. And now just tip it so the thumbs are going back. My thumbs are going back so the shoulders go forward, finding my range of motion here, and then the opposite. Notice here if one side feels tighter than the other, if there's any kind of clicking or grinding. So you're not pushing to get more. You're going in to explore what you have, and in that softness you might be surprised what opens up for you. And then you could take it all the way through the elbows and the fingers and start to bring in the spine, and then even the eyes can look around. And this is the whole top of the torso, starting to move a little more synovial fluid between the vertebrae, the spine, the neck. And bring in your senses, sense of sight and taste, breath, smell. You might even direct it out individual fingers or in, just giving your body this juicy, it's like a vitamin into the body before you start your day. And sometimes as you're moving the heart center, feelings arise, right? One of the ways to move a feeling so you're not holding it on the body is to actually feel it while you're breathing and while you're moving. Your eyes may water, you may feel an area that's blocked that you want to create smaller movement and just soften. That softening around it will allow the emotion that's held deep in the fascia to have some movement. All right, so that's the whole upper body. We've warmed up. And now if you want to go into the lower body, how about the hip joints? They're very similar. They mirror the shoulder joints. They're both ball joints, and they also mirror the jaw. So all three of these areas have to be loose together to really have full range of motion and capacity. The hip joints are especially moved in dance. A lot of times when we think of I want to get healthy or fit, we think of like running or getting on a treadmill or a stepping machine. That utilizes the function of the hips in about 5% of what they are designed to do. So when we start to actually allow ourselves to dance and move through the obstacles of I can't dance or making it only be a sexy dance with the hips, the hips move in a lot of ways. It doesn't have to feel sexy. You can access sexy, which is wonderful and fun and energizing, but that's one of thousands of emotions that can be held in the hips. And one of them in the hips generally is anger, frustration. So allowing even that to have its expression and valuing even that can be an energy boost. And when it's done consciously and not directed towards someone or something that could be destructive, then it's real conscious use of the emotion and conscious loving of the body and of what's really happening inside, and honoring that, respecting that. So that's something we can do with breath and with noticing where we're clenching, where we're holding, where we're numb, where there's tingling, where there's heat. This is all information the body's giving us every day. A lot of times we don't access it. So going to it is how we love it. That's how we go into a place to access information. And the body right here, this is one of the best places to find truth. The mind can play around sometimes, but what's happening in our movement is what's real in the moment. Everything else can be something from the past or the future rather than what's happening right here and now. And then of course there's knee joints. And the knees tend to be a touchy place, a place where a lot of people have pain. One of the ways to bring healing is just to rub your hands and then to bring awareness to the structure of the knee. You've got a kneecap, which is like a little shield, and it's actually should be able to move around a little bit. So if you use your fingers and just touch it, when you're not tensing through the thighs, you should be able to slide left and right, round in a circle a little bit. You have ligaments on both sides and behind the kneecap. And then the knee is actually a space. You've got your long thigh bone, and it's a space where the two shin bones connect in, and they just move with each other. They move. So if we are moving out of alignment towards the inner ligament or the outer ligament when we're in a standing dance, if we're going like this or like this, or say we're in a lunge and we're going like this, that's a ton of pressure on a ligament that's not designed to hold it. If we go forward with our knees and our feet are flat, that can put a lot of pressure on the ligament behind the kneecap. When we come down into a squat, if the heel's lifted and if we've got very flexible knees, we've done a lot of stretching, a lot of yoga, we can come down and explore a little more playfully into some of the nuances because our ligaments have done a lot of stretching, so we're already there. And the way you access that is by feeling your way through it, to sense it in the moment and really learning to trust your body and feel the edge of how far you can go. So with that said, let's pick a song. I hope that's helpful. The knees also relate. If we have tension in the knees or pain in the knees, sometimes we can go to the hips or go to the ankle to bring healing to the knee. Or if we have a tight shoulder, if we go to the neck and the senses and to the core of the body, that can be a place to gather strength and awareness to release a shoulder that's tight. So the joints that are near, above and below a joint that is hurting are tools to access more comfort, more ease in a part of the body. King, are you ready? Yeah. All right, let's bring it on. Please share if that information was helpful or where you are living and watching this. Feel welcome to move with me, or just to perhaps just watching can help you feel some inspiration or connection into your body. This song is called For the Joy of It All, and it's on one of my kirtan playlists. Here we go.
Cloud dance, Cindy says. Yes, it felt that way for sure. You are welcome. Yeah, I felt a lot of different elements in my dance. At the end, I was feeling this deeper grounding, not just the surface of the earth that I dance on, but like deep into the core, into the iron and all of the elements deep down inside that form the core of the earth. I was feeling that centeredness, and it's nourishing. I hope this is helpful, and blessings on your